welcome to another week of A Friendly Nudge. So this week we're making salmon and asparagus with a mint cilantro chutney that is delicious. So I've got sesame seeds, ginger, jalapeno, mint, limes, asparagus, avocado oil, a large handful of cilantro, and a gorgeous Alaskan salmon that I got from Costco. So, this is all going to come together really quickly because while the asparagus and the salmon are cooking, we're going to make the chutney. So within about 10 to 12 minutes, this meal's going to be ready. And, I'm going to salt the salmon. I've already checked it for bones. If you'll do that before you cook, you can use like a small pair of tweezers to get the bones out. And it just makes fish a lot more enjoyable to eat when you're not fighting bones the whole time. So got the asparagus, a little bit of salt on it. Make sure that it's kind of, the oil's all nice and mixed on there. And then add it to the oven. And the oven is set at 400 degrees. And, max on this thing is going to be about 10 minutes. So it all cooks quickly. I've got a hot skillet that I'm adding 1/4 cup of sesame seeds to. We just want to lightly toast these. And you got to be careful because, all of a sudden they can go from nothing to burned. So you just really want to kind of stir them and watch them. And as soon as you start to see a little bit of color, just add that to the blender. And then I'm adding, this is just a bunch of cilantro, and there's a little funky spot there, so we don't need to add that. We're going to get that kind of stuffed in. And then I had a little less mint than what I wanted, but this is kind of that play with your food. I used what I had and, just wanted to see, all right, how's that going to work? And then I used the back of a spoon to get the skin off of the ginger. And I'm just going to kind of cut it down to where that it's a little easier for the blender. This is about a 2-inch piece of ginger. And then just going to do a quick rough chop on the jalapenos. So we'll get these, get all this stuff cut up and then add it. Like I said, the blender would do that, but you may not have the same kind of uniformity. And then I ended up using 1.5 limes. And it all is kind of dependent upon the size of the lime. I don't worry as much about measuring this stuff because it asks for like 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm like, okay, let's just, I put 1.5 in and then I wanted to check it for acidity at the end. Because I think that's kind of once you start tasting the food, you can figure it out. That's 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And I added just a little bit of water just to give it enough liquid to blend. And I'm going to get this stirred up. The Vitamix has a plunger that you can use. And, this thing has been just like kind of bulletproof. I've had this blender, I don't know how many years, probably well over 10 years, probably closer to 15, and it's still going strong. So get everything blended, and then, I realized, oh, wait a minute, I haven't added the salt to it. So I'm going to turn it off and add the salt. And it's just a couple of small pinches or one big fat pinch. And then get that blended up. Because once again, I want to taste it at the end. And the recipe had called for sugar, and I didn't add sugar, but I realized it needs that hint of sweetness. So I just added just a little bit of honey to it. So and this kind of goes back again, play with your food, figure out what works and what aligns with your taste. So the beautiful part about this is a great sauce. I've since used it on eggplant. So the salmon is ready. It was 10 minutes. Use your thermometer. Make sure it's right. So have a wonderful week and play with your food.